Hello, my beautiful Gemini friends. Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have all the Geminis up in the house with me. We are going to do your February 2020 general tarot reading. As always, these general messages on YouTube are general. Not everything I say is going to resonate with all the Geminis out there. So it is up to you all to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, and ultimately only take away those messages that speak to you, that motivate you, that inspire you, that clarify something in some helpful way, motivate you, inspire you. That's what I'm aiming to do here. Not every message will be yours, and if that's the case, if something feels strange and foreign, drop it like it's hot. You don't need to take on that energy. That means it's probably a message for someone else. Give these messages time to resonate. Not everything I say is going to make sense in this very moment right now. So yeah, don't put that pressure on yourself. Give yourself a few hours, days, even weeks. If something later down the line resonates, and if it strikes a chord with you, fantastic. That means it was your message. Take it and run with it. What else? Everything else is written in the description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. As always, if you can like, share, subscribe, that would be most appreciated. That helps me, that helps this channel, this video gain traction, gets those messages out to the public, and that is what I'm trying to do here. All right, so mad love to the Gemini gang. I've had several of my Gemini friends reaching out to me and just being the sweetest, just being the best. So I appreciate all the Gemini energy out there, however you resonate with that. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watchers, what's up? I see you. You're welcome here. All right, we're going to hop in. Gemini messages for February 2020. Two more cards, please, for Gemini. February 2020. Ooh. One more. Messages. There we go. Okay, very cool. Looking at your energy, interesting. Love with a Capricorn that you've been waiting on. That's what hit me instantly. That's not going to be for everybody. I love seeing your card showing up in the spread, Gemini. You are the lovers. You are the twins, right? This is a card of Capricorn, so if you're dealing with a relationship in a high vibration with a Capricorn, cool. We don't need to worry about this being the devil card. This could actually indicate intense sexuality, very like fierce, yeah, like hot and steamy sexuality, sex, passion, and progress on that relationship. If this isn't someone brand new, yeah, it could just indicate like taking it to the next level. It's literally called progress. So especially some of you, if you've been dating around or kind of, it seems to be like, again, I'm getting like, sorry, what is the term? Honing in, zooming in. It feels like you're separating the extra, something about like the wheat from the shaft, or the shaft. Stop it, Gemini. It seems like you are cutting out the extra people that you don't need and again, zooming in on the one. And in that case, this may, I sound like such a dork. I'm like, you may be sleeping with this person for the first time, but I don't think it doesn't feel to me like a random one-night stand or a random one-night hookup. It's probably someone that, like, you're flirting with, you see them socially, but yeah, this may be, like, in the energy of, like, all right, now let's get down to the fun parts of this. Like, that's sort of what it feels like. Gemini, good for you. Yeah, bottom of your deck, King of Cups. Okay, so 10 of Swords, so that's kind of awkward. We'll talk about that. And then the World. Oh, some of you may be losing your virginity for the one or two of you that might be for. And I don't know why it's coming through this way other than like, yeah, it might be like a little bit painful. I'm not going to have that talk with you. You know, talk to your friends, talk to your girlfriends, your boyfriends, look it up online. Yeah, some of you may be losing your virginity. Even that is sort of what this speaks to me very much about, like the womb and opening up. You get where I'm going with this. Gosh, Gemini, this is actually a really like hypersexualized message. King of Cups, though, is the king of love. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Some of you may be Gemini, Cancer, Cuspers, or that could be your king. You may have a water sign king or queen, right? It could be someone who is just more sexually aggressive, someone who takes on more masculine traits, though it could very well be a female water sign, you understand? Very much Capricorn energy, or someone that you almost, and I'll be honest with you, this doesn't feel unhealthy to me. Someone who you have like kind of and the word obsession, that's a heavy word, right? Like that freaks us out to hear that word, but because it's only presenting as a 2 and like it's called progress, it's something about you just can't get them off your mind. When you're not with them, you're thinking about them. And so be cognizant of that. Watch your codependency, right? That could be just like hey, you know, look out for this, Gemini. If if you're in love with this person or feeling something for this person, but it's giving you more pain and like triggers of anxiety, more so than the time you spend in like this joyful, beautiful, romantic energy, make sure that it's not even that there's a balance. It's almost like if there's something that is posing a threat or difficulty to your sanity, to your healthy thoughts, make sure you nip that in the bud, because it's only going to get worse. It's okay. And something about unmatched feelings, don't freak out. This isn't for everyone. But if there is something about when you're together, it's great, but you go weeks or days without any communication at all. Gemini, and this is one of your cards, I am sensing that you start going into this really dark headspace of, well, do they not like me? Are they cheating on me? Like this and that. Like it's an overwhelming sense of fear and anxiety regarding this relationship. And it's because you're not communicating those thoughts. You're keeping them internal, again, in your headspace, and not speaking them. This internal death of what's going on in terms of like your mental clarity, I just have to say it, that is going to like bring this relationship down. It's going to crumble real fast, because you may end up acting on impulse and like, I gotta be honest, like scaring the shit out of your person. It's like you, and I mean, again, you know this relationship more than I do, but something about you go 2 days without communication and all of a sudden you send this like very intense communication and like, are we done? Are you cheating on me? And your person's just like, whoa, what? Like, this bitch is crazy. That's what I just heard. So be real careful with that. This is, again, both of these are red flags. If something about this relationship is putting mental strain on you or giving you, again, fear, anxiety, even something about heart palpitations, and I don't think it's literally heart attack, but something it's like you're envisioning the utter chaos and destruction of what's this beautiful thing that's between you. Like it feels really nice. I mean, you have the wish fulfillment card in the Empress. This could like potentially be someone that eventually you would think about having kids with. Now it's a 2 right now. Like we're very early on in this, but it's almost like because your paths are running parallel, like they're side by side, you're right next to each other. I don't know why it's being communicated this way, but you want it to be crossed. You want it to be interwoven. You want it to be entwined. You want something about, you want the commitment now. You want a sense that your person is all in and that's it. And okay, this actually makes sense. If this is the first time you've slept with this person, or it's the first person you've ever slept with, that could also indicate it's like the lusty aspects of this relationship are like, I'm just getting infiltrating your ability to see and think clearly. Because you shared some sort of very passionate, very deep, very, very spiritually emotional experience with this person, it makes you extremely vulnerable to criticism or even self-criticism, feeling like you're not enough or wondering, again, something, the paranoia, why isn't he calling me? Why isn't she doing this? Why isn't that? Don't get caught up in a really negative headspace. If there are triggers of the past that are arising, try and understand where those thoughts are coming from, but don't let it be the death of you. Don't let it be the death of this relationship. Don't let and I say this gentle, don't let these almost like I'm hearing lunacy, these thoughts that are not based in truth, in facts, don't let that be the cause of destruction, the cause of this foundation crumbling. Again, this is progress. The fact that this came out with the Lovers and the Devil, something about this doesn't feel toxic to me. We're going to keep moving on here. But yeah, these cards are definitely giving me a little bit of concern. We got to figure out what that is. Something about being blown out of the water. I actually, that honestly seems to me again about this metaphor of like amazing sex. It blew me out of the water type of energy. And okay, it's very interesting. There's something sacred about this. There's something that is very spiritual and healing about being with this person. It's something about you fantasize what it would be like to build a home with them, to build a future with them, to again be parents together, have children. Now, granted, this is the wish fulfillment card, so it's projection into the future. But yeah, you see great potential in this person. Could also be a Virgo you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be. Very heavy water energy though. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Okay, this is important. As I was saying, there may be a small indication of being obsessed with this person because it is so intense and passionate, and there's love and sexuality. This is actually a really beautiful message. Make sure you are still at the center of your universe. Make sure your world, this is the world card, make sure your world still revolves around you, right? You are at the center of the story. You are the leading lady. You are the leading man. You are most important. So if something about this relationship is threatening your sanity, or I don't think this is the case, but threatening your safety, I'm just going to put it out there, giant red flag, like you need to set yourself free. If something about this took a really weird turn and you got really hurt or really scarred or something, and especially if you're not at a place to be vulnerable and speak your emotional truth towards this person, if you're fearing their rejection that's a giant red flag. So if that's your story, this is a card of set yourself free. For most of you, it's not. For most of you, it's just saying, make sure you're keeping your focus, make sure you're keeping your thoughts very clear. Something about, visions and water, spirituality, seeing the vision, and that is very you, Gemini. Seeing, and even like kind of psychic ability, something about sensing a person's purity, their innocence, it has to do with their integrity of the heart space. Make sure you are still at the center of your universe. And if you have good vibes about this person, if they're vibing high and you're vibing high, there's no reason why this person couldn't become part of your world. But I will say, take it slow. It's a 2. It's a 2 of wands. Your paths probably just collided. And again, if you've been dating this person for a while, something about this, there's been progress. You've decided to be official. You've decided to be... I can never think of this word when I need it. It's like when you decide to be exclusive. I think that's the term. Yeah, it's like rather than dating around, it's like, you're my person. Yes, you're my person too. Okay, we're official. We're exclusive. It's something like that. This takes it to the next level. And with that, I think you're very excited and there's lots of love here, but just be careful that we keep this guy good. It's cool if he's sexual passion. It's not great if he's obsession, if he is codependency. We don't want that. Some of you are definitely hitting it with a Capricorn. 2 cards of Capricorn. All right, interesting. So let's look into your challenge or focus. Yeah, keeping something pure, making sure you're making decisions out of love, but also mental clarity. You might be a fire sign, might be playing a particularly important role in your life, particularly a parental figure. Something about someone is looking out for you, and it feels more watching you from afar, but it doesn't feel sexual. It feels like a protector. So it could be a guardian angel, particularly if you have a family member or somebody who was very near and dear to you in the past that has passed away, like died. And I'm not predicting this. This would have happened ages ago. That person is looking out for you. Again, something about the protector, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, especially. Something about even at times where you're not with your, this romantic person. There's no other way I can put it because that's what it feels like. So I'm sorry if it's not your story. But yeah, if you're not with this person that you love so dearly because, they're away on business or you haven't moved in together or this or that, moments where you are tempted to go into this kind of woe is me, my life is over, my romantic partner doesn't love me anymore, I know it. It's something about like hitting reset, not getting too deep into like your own headspace, into your own emotions. This relationship should be light and easy. It should not be full of worry or stress or burdens. Yeah, there's something about it. It's very soulmate energy. But something about this does have to do with looking back to the past. Okay, so I said the same thing to, who was it? Scorpio, I think. If you are constantly being triggered because of the way you were treated in the past by someone who didn't do you well, someone who didn't have pure intentions, don't let that infiltrate your cup. This new opportunity at love with someone, this feels good to me. So don't let the shitty things that happened to you in the past, don't let those negative, pessimistic, anxiety-ridden thoughts take power over the situation. Like, you are in the power position. You control your thoughts. If something is triggering you, it's about acknowledging why those thoughts are coming up, but ultimately putting them back, putting them to sleep, understanding that used to be my story. That used to be a trigger point for me, but it's not anymore because I'm investing my heart in the right people now. With this card, while it's pretty brutal, right? You may have had to like jump from a relationship. I'm getting like save yourself because you sensed something was coming down, and this may all have to do with the past triggers. Understanding that while it was a bitch to go through this, it hurt you, right? It felt like you got stabbed in the back. Somebody did you dirty. Recognizing that, look at all the lessons you walked away with. And I don't say that to sound insensitive or be really preachy. I know it kind of feels icky to hear that, but it's almost like because you went through this bullshit in a toxic relationship previously, you are all the more wise when you approach new situations because you've gained emotional clarity on what you want to go after in the future, and you're more apt to recognize those red flags and quickly, again, weed out the people you don't like. I said that earlier in the beginning of the reading. Separating the people who are like energy vampires, they're just like sucking on your good vibes. The ability to cut that out, it's allowing for a more beautiful friendship or romance to bud and blossom into the future. But with that, again, it keeps redirecting itself to don't let the negative thoughts overpower you. Understand this is part of your past and part of your history, but it's no longer what you're building towards. It's like the structure has crumbled, you're rebuilding. So rebuild with integrity, with good intentions, with a clear heart space, with mental clarity. And for those who don't have a person right now, you're not going to be alone much longer. And the thing is, actually, this is saying too, even those looking for romantic love, by spending time with your friends, your soulmates, your soul tribe, you may meet somebody within your friend's network or your friend's circle that maybe you didn't see romantic partnership in at the beginning, but it could develop into that. And so that would make sense. That may be some sort of dynamic where you sleep with someone for the first time, even though they've been in your circle or your network for a while now. Yeah, particularly a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yeah, like you start dating, courtship, right? I have to be honest, Gemini, this message actually feels really positive. These cards aren't great. They're a little bit icky, but these are more like warning signs. If something is making you feel like this in your current relationship, or if you start dating someone and you're starting to feel like this, cut it. That's a sign that structure is coming down. So that intuition you have, Gemini, of this feels uncomfortable, like this is painful, I don't think this person likes me. Either have the conversation, get it out into the open, right? Be vulnerable. She's naked here, right? Speak your truth. But ultimately, your head might be playing games with you every now and then. So make sure you're this is great. Make sure you're on a level with your person where you can communicate. Wands can absolutely be communication. It's spiritual communication, though. Again, from like a very pure heart space. All right. So yeah, your challenge or focus is to keep your cup clear, to keep your energy clear, to keep your heart open and willing to receive love, and also not getting overly triggered by things that have happened in the past. These things are going to come up for you every now and then because it is a part of your story. It's not letting this overpower your story, not letting the past overshadow the present. Does that make sense? So what is the help available to my Geminis? Yeah, letting people into your life, but it's funny, using good critical thinking skills. Again, not letting the dangerous or crazy thoughts overpower you, right? But this something about this is like you're still investigating the matter. You're still thinking it through. You're still deciding how you feel about something. That feels very Gemini energy to me. It is a card of Libra too, so all about keeping that internal balance. But look, she's waving them in. She's welcome. Yes, come to me. It feels very sexual as well. Like, come hither, young sir. I like that. I'm into that. Yeah, okay. So as you are building into the future, as you're making progress and building a life or a relationship, let's say, with this person, it's presenting this pentacle energy. It's solid. These are seeds that are going to bloom and grow. These are bricks that are laid in the foundation of something. Again, just approach it with intelligence. Use your logic. Even though something feels really great and sexual and fiery, make sure as you go into these situations with this person, you are still, again, being very true to your elemental, air signs, logic, intelligence, reasons, and as well as communication. Again, if something comes up and you're like, I feel really weird about this, say something. If you see something, say something. That's really funny. That sounds like something you would tell your kid. Maybe some of this involves children for some of you. Maybe someone is a divorcee and they have kids, or a widower, or widow, something like that. Send love. All right, give me a second to digest this message here. The help available to you, though, is, yeah, continue to build. Just use your logic. You don't need to be afraid of this. Again, the idea of something already came down. This is reassurance. This tower is not coming. This tower has already happened. You are in the process of rebuilding. Again, there is progress towards building. You have the same card twice. Excellent. I love that. Reciprocity. What you're willing to give and build on in this relationship, your person is too, particularly if you are dealing with a Capricorn. Absolutely. Capricorns are hard workers. If they are interested in you, they will devote themselves, commit themselves to making sure this relationship is the best it can be. Capricorns can be very loyal if you have their attention, like any sign. And same with you, Gemini, right? Yeah, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, that's presenting as a very viable, good option. And there is something about the strain on this relationship has to do with being at a distance from one another. And I do think it has to do with either travel, physical distance. You work in this city, they work in that city. You live in this state, they live in that state. Or they have to move in with their family because the mom is sick or something like that. There's a strain being put on this relationship because of the distance or I almost said emotional distance, but because they know that you're not being forward with what's going on in your head. There's something about you're not communicating what you're actually feeling. They sense that, especially if they're a water sign. Emotionally, they feel the vibes you're putting off. So something about if you get triggered from the trauma of a past relationship and you don't open up to this person, they know that you are closing yourselves off energetically, whether you realize that you're doing it or not. This person may have very strong Virgo or water in their chart. Which is interesting because it's earth and water, so it wouldn't be a cusp sign, but yeah, maybe somebody has like a Virgo moon and a Cancer sun or something like that. Okay, so anyway, either emotional or mental distance, they energetically sense that, but also for some of you, it's physical distance. You're not able to see this person as much as you would like to. There's definitely something about like phone sex, like communicating long distance and still keeping up the passion. So there's an avenue, there's a solution for you. But because this is coming up in your help, it's almost like if you are willing to grow individually, something about it will make it all the more successful when you bring it together, when you combine the home, when you combine the bank account. It's something about work maybe straining this relationship because you're both very busy. So at the end of the day, you get home and you're exhausted. You don't have the passion. You may go through some sort of plateau, but understand, this is really important. That plateau is a gift because it is testing the relationship to see if you can keep it in the clear, to see if you can get out of difficult energies or things that pose challenges or obstacles, if you can work your way through it and rebuild off of something or continue to build off something. I'm going to clarify this. 9 of Swords. So you definitely have a lot of mental baggage going on here. Some of it stems from the past, and I just got to be honest, Gemini, no shade. Some of this stems from paranoia that is seeping into your current relationship, but you need to leave it in the past. Like it's what's done is done. It's part of your story. Rather than going immediately into the by default victim mentality, it's saying understand the difficult, heavy lessons that you learned in the past from relationships. Take the knowledge, the higher vibing truths that you learned from that, and again, apply your logic and reasons as you build into the future with someone new. Don't muddy the waters. Don't taint the well. It's something about, I just heard don't drink the Kool-Aid. I don't even know what that, I know what that reference is, but I don't know what that's about. Don't immediately jump to conclusions or go to crazy town on your person. Crazy town. Come, my lady. Come, my lady. I'm such a dork. I just heard that song. Also very sexual. All right, sorry. I may have to pause you. I'm about to cough. All right, Gemini. Let's see if we can get through this. So what's clarifying the Nine of Swords is the Star. I love that. It's healing trauma from the past. Thoughts that, again, they're negative. They're pointed down. It's like they're iced over. She's frozen in the snow. It's very interesting. It's almost like your mind takes you back. I'm getting like videotapes, home movies, going like rewind and then freezing, pausing on images of the past of like this destruction. It's like seeing the relationship slip from your grip in real time. It feels real. It feels like it's happening to you now, but it's not. It's something from the past that it creeps in every now and then. It's like your head is playing games with you. Something about this is like leave them frozen in the snow. It's like you're trying to take thoughts with you, like pull them out of the ice, and you can't. It's like that sword in the stone almost, right? You're trying to extract them from this solid thing that they're not meant to go with you. Leave these negative thoughts frozen and in the past because you don't need to carry the weight of them anymore. You already have them here, right? Thoughts are our ideas, our memories. That's what this is. Memories, and it's like in the past you approached it very naively, very innocent. You were much more willing to ignore the red flags. But for better or worse now, these emotional triggers are serving you in a capacity where you are forced to be very logical and very clear about, again, who you're welcoming into your tribe, into your circle. But it's almost like the trauma of what you went through, it actually is providing you hope. This is a card of Aquarius, so this is a timestamp as well. In Aquarius season, you're going to have much more mental clarity and understanding what thoughts are no longer serving you and what can be cut out of your life. People, even again, like emotional triggers, things that you're holding on to mentally, it's time to like clear out the closet, clean the skeletons out of your closet and let go of things once and for all. This may involve a Libra for some of you. With that confidence, with that authority to understand, I no longer need this because I'm building something new. It's almost like letting universe know that I'm ready to receive good things. I'm ready to receive gifts. I'm ready to receive the abundance, the light, the love of a new relationship. Card number 17 too. You have double 17s. The number 17 might be important to some of you. An Aquarius might be important to some of you. Or even like 1717. I don't know if that's somebody's address or I don't know. Something about the number 17 is important to a bunch of my Geminis out there. Understanding and recognizing that just because you went through something once doesn't mean it's going to happen again and again and again because you were walked away with important lessons. The lessons you learned are going to welcome new gifts and abundance. Things that are in alignment with your hopes and your dreams. Again, looking at someone with huge potential of, you know, they're my wish, they're my dream, they're someone I want to build a family with, build a future with. That can absolutely happen. This person's energy feels really nice. Just don't let your past traumas, again, poison the well of this like fresh new cup, this fresh new opportunity, this fresh new avenue for love. It's going to be good, Gemini. It's going to be real good. And I just wanted to note something about if you are at a distance from this person that you love, there is very much an importance set on you guys growing and developing on your own and still maintaining that connection. You can still send each other love. There's still ways to love each other from a distance if you are both invested, if you're both on the same page. And you are, it looks like you're both presenting as the Three of Pentacles, and it's called action here, right? Working on yourself, erecting the structure, right? For you, Gemini, it's going to be difficult because you already had a structure that you started to build and it came crashing down, didn't it? That was quite a blow to you, to your ego, to your confidence, to your heart, to your head, right? You got burned in the past. That is not going to be your story anymore if you don't want it to be. You have the power to release those thoughts, right? Again, to invest in something new, to put your heart in something new. It's going to grow with integrity, with strength, with a Capricorn, with an Aquarius. All right, final advice or guidance. Let's do this. Oh, you got the Star again. Aquarius is looking real good. If nothing else, Aquarius season is going to be bomb for you. Do you have King of Wands? Yeah, you have King of Wands twice. Okay, so maybe a Leo. Could be a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Both cards of Leo. Leadership. Something about Capricorn, too. I don't know why, but Angel of Hope. Leadership. Be your own hero, I just heard. Gemini. The World. So you have the World twice. You have a ton of double cards. So yeah, something about a twin. Some of you may, oh, well, you are the twins. You were Gemini, but also twin flame. Some of you may literally have a sibling that is a twin. I don't know why that would be important in this spread, but maybe it is for some of you. Okay, so this makes no sense, but I heard Capricorn is your twin. So you're Gemini, so that doesn't totally make sense to me, but maybe Capricorn is your twin flame, or someone in your life who is a Capricorn who physically you look very similar to. People are like, oh, you guys look like siblings, you look like twins. Don't know why that's important, but that's coming up for one or two of you. That's a confirmation one of you needed. I don't really know what that means, but yeah, there's commitment here. There's potentially marriage. When you're able to, again, cut out the false people in your life that you no longer need, mentally you are still holding on to something, and it's like you're being asked to jump from the burning building. Again, it's logic. It's the obvious choice. It's the obvious answer. If something is on fire, jump, leap, save yourself, right? What's really cool here is you're being cushioned by water, the ocean. You are jumping into a pool of water. It's like you're jumping into love. That is what cups is. That is what water is in tarot. You're jumping into love with a new person. And again, they are spiritually and emotionally quite intelligent. They're very sensitive. They feel your energy. And this is the type of person who, when you do have little flare-ups and triggers of trauma from false people of the past, they're not going to run in the other direction and be like, oh shit. They're going to want to comfort and nurture you the way a mother does, because if they want long-term in this, those little triggers or those little anxieties are not going to scare them off. Some of you are fearing that, and so again, you're like protecting your energy and trying to swallow it and not let it show. That's almost the opposite of what you're being asked to do. Again, something with all this sword energy, you need to communicate it, and wand energy. Communicate it to your person, and if they're the right person, they will stick around and like nurture you, right? And there's something actually really valid to this. Sharing your truth and experience, this person, especially if they're a Virgo or a water sign, they see that as a very like, not notable, but a gift. Some people have it and some people don't. The ability to be vulnerable, the ability to look at your wounds and your trauma and be like, I went through this and I came out on the other end still alive. Like, I'm a survivor. I'm a badass. That is going to make your person like you even more. So rather than being ashamed of it or trying to cover it up, or again, like put a mask on, disguise it, hide behind that veil, that fan, it's almost like by opening up, your person admires that quality about you, and it's going to bring you guys even closer together. And it's something about that, not to make it icky or weird, but like that to them almost is like sexually exciting that you've opened up to them. And yeah, it's going to improve your relationship. It's not going to like drown it or threaten the relationship in the way that you think it is. Again, those are false beliefs. You had 9 of Swords and I lost it, but that's what that's indicating. This one, false beliefs. Leave those thoughts frozen and in the snow. You don't need them anymore. You're walking away with the lessons. So yeah, again, you need to be at the center of your world. You need to be your main focus, but something about this feels like a very beautiful match. You both value yourself. You both see yourself, something about keeping a very clear head and a clear perspective, having like something about the higher ground. When you're able to look down, the vantage point, you see things or mistakes or something about the way you view your past becomes different, and you're able to reconcile it. You're able to heal those emotional wounds from the past that used to really trigger you. A different vantage point, a new insight, clarity, and actually it may come from speaking with this person. They may have walked a very similar path, and it may actually be something that, again, combines or connects you, binds you even closer, because you've unveiled this other layer to yourself. And then you can create a life together. You can move forward and create something amazing. Progress. Cards of teamwork, action, and building. This feels like it's headed in a really good direction, Gemini. So yeah, if you have a person in your life and you're excited by them, but you're also fearful, don't let the fears stop you from building. Keep going. I'm so sorry. For Gemini, final card, final wisdom or guidance for Gemini. Whoa. I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid discomfort. Well, isn't that what we were just saying? I love it. Something about the moon, Cancer or Pisces might be important there. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. I'm going to read that again. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. You don't need these thoughts anymore. These thoughts that have been holding you back and again, keeping you in like a mental prison of sorts, you don't need them. Take away the lessons and then be done with it. You don't need to carry around that mental baggage anymore. And then when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Stop it. That's adorable. All right, Gemini, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what resonates for you, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, Gemini.